Hey guys, Justin here, AmericanTrucks.com, and today we're taking a closer look at and installing the LED bar projector headlights fitting all halogen-equipped 2014 through 2018 Sierra 1500s. Now, the LED bar options that we have here today would be a great choice for the more basic Sierra owners out there looking for a big-time upgrade for the front end in both lighting and performance. Now, these will combine a chrome housing with a clear lens, a modern halogen projector, and a very large LED DRL, all for right around the low $500 price point. Big features to note here with the Sierra options will be the total front end refresh and upgrade of your nearly decade-old halogen headlights that, let's face it, might be faded or damaged after all of these years of abuse. Now, these particular options, the LED bar headlights, will adhere to a factory recipe in regards to things like the chrome inner housing and clear lenses, which will be for the Sierra owners out there who might prefer that OE look instead without going with something dark or smoked. Now, secondly, these will maintain that projector style housing loaded with an H11 style dual element bulb. The bulb is included with these particular lights, guys, so keep that in mind. Now, this is a halogen bulb, so that is something also to factor in here, but owners could upgrade to an LED or something like that down the road if you wanted to go with something a bit brighter, but you would just have to do that on your own. Now, speaking of bright, I would say the final feature here for me will be the biggest and the brightest, and that is the diffused LED daytime running light that runs the entire perimeter or outline of the housing itself. Now, some of these lights might kick in a little bar at the bottom. With other headlights, they might be a bit more understated, but not these options, right? These DRLs are gonna be bright. They're gonna be very present whenever the parking lights or headlights have been switched on, and will not only contribute to more visibility from the front end, but also a much more modern look when driving down the road. Moving into construction and quality here, guys, and I have to say the build quality of these LED bar options are easily on par with that of the halogen stockers. I handle a lot of headlights here at AT. I've seen a lot come through the door. Some feel a bit more substantial or built well than others, let's just say, and these certainly rank up there with some of the top options when it comes to overall build quality. Now, you are gonna find things like the automotive grade ABS plastic for the housings themselves, topped off with that crystal clear lens here, impact resistant lens. Everything's been sealed up nice and tight to prevent any moisture or condensation. Now, the lights have been molded to the factory specifications and therefore will fit just like the stock Sierra headlights. Also like to point out the fact that these are adjustable after the install. We get a lot of questions about that. And yes, these are adjustable so you can dial them in properly after you get them installed. Finally, guys, they are DOT approved and they will feature a 100% plug and play install without the need for any permanent modification. Now, coming in at or around the low $500 price point, these LED bar options will live in that kind of upper middle tier of the price spectrum, with more of the emphasis being on the mid-level. Now, I say that because there will be bigger brand name options out there from companies like Alpharex or Morimoto that will be substantially more money at the end of the day, but ultimately it just depends on what kind of options you're looking to go with. And these, with the quality, the OE look, and all of the stuff that we talked about earlier, I think for the price point is very fair. All right, last but not least, guys, let's get into the installation, and the site is gonna call this a strong 1 out of 3 wrenches on the difficulty meter, taking you about 2 hours or so to complete from start to finish. Now let's throw it out to the guys in the shop for our detailed walkthrough and tool breakdown.
For this install, you will need an impact, a ratchet, some extensions, 3/8 to 1/4 inch adapter if necessary, 7mm regular and swivel sockets, a 10mm socket, and a clip removal tool. What's up, guys? Today we're going to be doing some headlights on our Sierra, so let's get started. So we're going to start things off by removing our upper radiator sprout here. So we're going to grab a clip removal tool and remove all the push clips holding it in place. Now once we have all those out, we can go ahead and pull our shroud out and set it aside. Next, we can go ahead and remove the 4 10mm screws holding the top of our grill in place. So we'll grab a 10mm socket and extension on our impact. Now these have little locator tabs on the mounting points for those screws. So what we're going to do is pull up and out and get those out of their set points. So now once we have the top of our grill released, we're going to have to come down here and remove this lower front trim panel in order to get to the bottom of our grill. Go ahead and get all that out. So we're going to have to come to our wheel well here and remove this front 7mm screw from our fender well trim in order to get to our trim panel here. So we have a 7mm socket on our ratchet. We're going to go ahead and pull that out. That'll give us access to the edge of this panel here. So now next we're going to have to come right behind our little accent trim panel here, and there is a 7mm screw holding the end of this trim panel in place. It's really hard to see on camera, but if you feel directly at the top edge of this panel here behind our trim, you will feel the head of that screw. It's facing upwards like that. So it might make things easier if you grab a 7mm swivel socket and an extension on your ratchet. So now we'll go ahead and pull that screw out. And we can go ahead and pop our trim panel. Then we'll do the same thing for the other side and get this panel off. So now we can go ahead and pull our trim panel, followed by our grill. So now we'll go ahead and remove the 2 lower 10mm bolts holding the bottom half of our grill in place. So again, we'll grab our 10mm socket on our impact, turn these off. And we'll grab the same one on the other side. Now we can go ahead and remove the last 2 10mm screws holding our grill in place. You want to make sure your grill doesn't fall while you're removing that last screw. You can go ahead and pull this out. Now we can remove the 4 10mm screws holding our headlight in place. So we have 2 up top, 1 down in the front inside, and then 1 on the lower outside. So we'll grab our 10mm and our extension again on our impact, take these off. Now we can go ahead and pull our headlight out and unplug it. So go ahead and push our safety tab in and pull our headlight connector off and remove our headlight. Now that you have this headlight out, you can go ahead and do the same thing for the other side. So now we can get ready to install our new headlights into our truck, and the first thing we'll need to do is go ahead and plug that in. So we'll plug our factory body side connector into our new headlight. Make sure that seat's nice and good. Then we'll go ahead and set our headlight in place. Now we'll reinstall the 4 10mm screws to mount our headlight. get our lower front and our side one. Now once you have this one in, you can go ahead and do the same thing for the other side. So now once you have both your headlights in, we can go ahead and start reassembling our front end. So we'll start with our grille. So we'll get that in place and reinstall all 8 screws holding it in. So now we'll get our 4 lower screws in first, again with our 10 mil socket and extension on our impact. Now we'll get our 4 upper screws in. Now while we're up here, we'll go ahead and get our shroud back in place. Go ahead and line this back up. Drop it in, then we'll reinstall the push clips along the top here. Now we can go ahead and reinstall our front trim panel. So we'll go ahead and line it up starting at the middle. Get our tabs in place. And we'll get our sides back on. We'll lift our other trim out of the way here and tuck that back. We'll work that back into place. We'll do the same thing for the other side, and then we'll come reinstall our screws. Now first we'll go ahead and reinstall that 7 mil screw back behind our trim. Now once we've got that in, we'll go ahead and reinstall the 7 mil screw holding our wheel well trim in place. And once you have this done for this side, you can go ahead and do the same thing for the other side. Alrighty guys, that about wraps up our review and install of our LED bar projector headlights with chrome housings and clear lenses for your 14 to 18 Sierra 1500 with factory halogen non-LED DRL headlights. Thanks for watching, and as always, for everything Sierra, keep it right here at AmericanTrucks.com.